Okay, well, I told a few people I was going to do a walk around on my 770 here. And Charlie, the PA grain farmer, requested it. I thought, well, I'll give it a try. So this is her. Almost showroom condition, right? There's even a little bit of green paint here. Actually, I'll throw a picture in here, I think. I have the Oliver emblem out here, but it's broken in like 3 pieces. What happened was, I bought this from a friend of mine, Jim, down the road here. He had quite a collection of tractors and quite a few Olivers. I'll throw in some pictures of those too. Unfortunately, he passed away a couple years ago. Anyway, I went down. It was 10 years ago, and he had this down there. And the reason he sold it, he said this was a real straight tractor, rusty but real straight. He bought it from a dairy farm, he said just outside of Warren, Ohio. That's just down the road here, 20 miles or so. And all they used it for was manure spreading. And figures that's why it's all rusty, because it was parked next to the manure pile all the time. Anyway, he took it home, and he had it parked behind his barn. The storm come up, and a limb broke off a tree, came right across here, crushed all this in. It made quite a mess. I'll give you a close up here. See this? Should have taken the camera off the tripod here. This was totally crushed down. It was like this was folded over like that. And the hood, should have taken it off the tripod, dummy. The hood here was really sunk in. Anyway, I did a lot of hammering and body hammers and stuff, and it don't look too bad now. Wish I could have shown it to him, but I never did. One of the problems it did too is it, this camera, I'll throw a picture in, it crushed in the top of the radiator. So that was no fun. Luckily, it never leaked. So there's no cap on it. You can't put a cap on it. It was just too crushed. So anyway, I got the screen that went inside of here The screen itself was ripped up, but I got the framework that it mounted on. So I could probably put a new screen in it. Yeah, it looks like it's a 58. I checked the serial numbers and showed 58, looks like. And somewhere along the line, I was told that this was the only year that had this body style. That the next year it came out with that real heavy-duty square grille and different fenders. And so if this was in good shape, it'd be good. Oh, these front rims, that was all I had to fix on this right away when I got home. Because they were just all rotted out. And I found a couple more from another guy down the road a ways here, off of 77, I think. And they looked pretty good. They had tires on them, and once I took the tires off, they were rotted out pretty bad too, so I had to do a lot of welding and patching and stuff. I think they came out pretty good. I don't remember what all I welded. There was several plates and stuff in there. Anyway, painted them white. I should have painted them brown or something. I just thought at the time, you know, maybe I'll paint this thing someday. But the big issue is everything is rust. So I'm thinking maybe I could, you know, clean it up and paint it with that that rust converter. It turns rust into black coating like. More than likely I won't do anything with it. These tires they're cracked a bit, but they got a lot of tread left on them. And the rims, yeah, the rims, like the rest of the tractor, all rusty. I understand you get a 3-point hitch conversion for this, but it doesn't have it on it. It's got external hydraulics, but unfortunately those don't work. I thought they might. He told me don't put regular thin hydraulic oil in it. He said put 30 weight oil in it and it should work fine, but yeah, I never did, so I don't have much around here that I need hydraulics for. But it would be nice on that hay bind. I was looking forward to be able to raise that with hydraulics, you know. But none of my tractors had hydraulics. So what I did was I put this hand, that hand jack in there. But needless to say, I avoid having to raise or lower it. I mostly just once I start cutting, I just leave it down and oh, you see all these people making nice squared off fields. I never understood that. If it's rounded off the way I make them, it's so much easier with everything. Just go around there with the rake and round it off, come around with the baler. There's none of that backing up and screwing around trying to follow a square corner. Anyway, it's the first year I had any trouble starting this. Come on a few weeks ago, and every spring it always just started. Usually put a little charge on the battery, but it would not start this time. It'd fire once or twice and that was it. So I went through, put points, condenser, rotor, cap, wires, plugs, and all that fun stuff. I adjusted the carburetor a bit. The carburetor could probably use a bit more, but anyway. No, there's nothing wrong with that light. So I go up and I buy eggs from Jim's wife. I never did ask her what's happened to all his tractors. Maybe one of these days I will.